Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio and welcome to day 8 of the 12 days of Christmas quilt blocks. And we're working on the Christmas cottage quilt, and our block today is this one. So it's a cute little cottage. We got a side view, it has a peaked roof, chimney, and a couple of trees. So I hope you'll stay with me and I'll show you how to put this block together. Okay, we're ready to work on house number 8. And here is the layout for the house. It's a narrower house, and we have the door, a window with a window box, and a window in the peak. So this is one that has a peaked roof and a chimney, and the chimney in the pattern will be in reverse for you so that you don't have to reverse it yourself, and that way you can put the house on this same side, the side with the window. If you want to put it on the side with the door, then you'll need to reverse it. But to make the pattern exactly like this layout, you don't need to do anything different. So I'm going to be referring to that. I have all my pieces cut out, and I have a couple of sheets of release paper to work on. And I have a ruler here to help me get everything all squared up once I get the appliques ready to put onto my background square. So I'm going to move this to the side and use one of my sheets of release paper and start building the house. And I'm going to start with the doors and the windows. So here is a door frame, the door, and here's a window with a window box. And these are the muttons. I kept calling them mullions, but they're called muttons. And here is the window frame. So all of these are going to go together. And then here is the triangular window, and here's the frame for that. I just need to cut out the center, but that will go on there. So let me go ahead and finish cutting this out. And I am using Pellon's Easy Steam. This is just the regular Easy Steam, not the light. So that is Easy Steam 2. That's what I'm using in this particular block. I ran out of the Easy Steam Light, so I'm using the regular now, which is still it's a good fusible. It's just a little heavier than what I was using before, so just a little added strength. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting this frame, and I'm using my snips. I usually use these for cutting threads when I'm sewing or quilting, but they work good to get in these little tiny places. Okay, so here is that window frame, and that will go there. So I'll put these to the side, and let's start with the door. And I'm going to do the collage method again. And I hope you've tried some of these patterns. They're really fun. And I think if you try the Easy Steam 2 or the Steam Steam 2, I think you'll like that too. And stick that down somewhere. And I'm going to go ahead and use my pen to release the. If you want to use a pen to make it easier, all you have to do is kind of stick it into the fabric and lift, and it'll lift it right off the paper. And when you get down here, be careful that you don't get the two ends touching each other, because they will stick together and you may find it impossible to get them apart. So I have to be careful with that. And just lay that down. And if you're like me and this one wants to not go where you want it to, you can just pull it up and reposition it. You can reposition these as many times as you need to until you get it in the right place, as long as you haven't steamed it down. Okay, I felt like I had something under there, but what I'm feeling is the metallic under there, so I'm doing okay. Okay, this one is the window that goes in the peak of the roof. So put that one down. Okay. And let's put the window down first and then do the trim around it. And let me raise this up a little bit so I have room for the window box. Let's put the muttons on first. I asked my husband what the name of these were because I kept calling them mullions, and he said, I don't know, I never heard that there was a word for those. And so I said, no, there is, I just don't remember what it is. So I looked it up, and it was muttons. Okay, now we'll do the window box. Nope, let's do this frame first, and then do the window box on top of it. And let me move this over a little bit. Okay, and the window box. And that will hide all of these, like this edge is not all the way down to the fabric, which of the window, which is fine because this is going to cover it. Just going to center that. And you also have to consider, I'm doing this upside down, so yeah, I thought this was crooked, and it is. It's a little bit harder to do this when you're doing it upside down, so. Okay, so those pieces are all together, and I really don't have anything else I need to collage at this point, so let me get my other piece and get some of these papers out of the way. Okay, on this piece I'm going to start with the roof, and because I've extended this down and the house front is going to go on front of it. So we're going to put the roof on first. And then stuck. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to line this up on some of my lines here. Okay, and then I'll do the house front, and it goes this direction. This will go on top, and this is going to line up with the squared end of the roof. The squared end here, that's going to line up, it's going to cover that. So there we go. And I'm trying to lay this down so I don't have any wrinkles. It was wanting to wrinkle there, so. Okay, so here we go. House, front, and the roof, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that trim piece on. Okay, and this is a long skinny piece, and I don't want it to touch one end to touch the other on the fusible, so I'm gonna just pull back part of it, and then I'm just folding the paper back out of my way. So we're going to do this. I'm going to let me get the peak showing here so I can kind of line it up with that. And be careful not to stretch this. This does have glue on it, but it will stretch, so you want to be careful of that. There we go. Roof peak. Let's do the window. It goes up there. All right, and then the door. So these pieces just pull right off of the release paper. They come off real easily. So on this pattern, I have the house, or the door to the right of the house, and it is a 1/2 inch from the side. So I can just lay this here and line it up across the bottom, which needs to go down just a little bit. I'm going to have to stand up and look at that because I can't see very well. There we go. Yeah, I had it. Okay. I'm making it more difficult than it was. Okay, and then here's the window that goes next to it. And I had that just a little bit below the... Okay, and then just see if you've got it all squared up the way you want it. And... oh, that looks okay. I'm gonna make an adjustment with the window box though. I'm gonna raise that up a little bit on one side. Okay, so here we go. There's the house, and I need the chimney. And that is here. And that goes under here. Now you can place this wherever you want it. You just want to make sure that it goes underneath your house applique. You can make it as close to the roof as you, or the peak of the roof as you want. You can put it further down, you know, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to just line it up with that line right there. So there we go. So that applique is all ready. And then just look it over and decide if you want to change any of the fabrics. And I'm pretty good with that. It's a darker looking house than the others, but it gives it it's a little bit different. So I think I'm going to just leave it like that. I like those colors. So I'm going to put it on the background square now. And I need to get some trees to put with this. So let me go get some trees and we'll put the block together. Okay, I had pre-made some trees here, and I just wanted to audition a couple of them to see what I thought and what I think will go well with the house. So here's my house, and I put one tree on this sheet, so I have 5 different options here. And I'm going to go ahead and peel off the house. And what I'm thinking of doing is putting the house maybe to one side and then putting some trees next to it. So it's, I don't know what size trees yet. I'm just playing around with a couple of options, and they're all made out of a different fabric. So let's do one short and one tall, I think. This one is a short fat tree, which is going to be too big to fit in this one, so I'm going to save that for another time. And I've used this tall narrow tree in 2 of the other blocks, and then there's this one. So there is one option. I'll turn that around and look at it. And that looks okay. I have the majority of the blocks, the trees are, if there are 2 trees, they are on either side of the house. But I do have these houses with the smaller houses usually have, I have a big tree right next to them. So I thought I would do maybe 2. And so I kind of like that right there. So now I want to kind of, let me see if I can find the ruler. Okay. I want to kind of balance everything, so center everything. So let's do 6 1/4 inches is the halfway mark. And sometimes I finger press and sometimes I just draw a line. Just whatever, do whatever helps you find your center so that you can put everything where you want it. And it's not so much, I know, like I'm not wanting to center the house, but I want the same amount of space on both sides. So if I space things like this, I have 3/4 of an inch over here, and I have 3/4 of an inch over here. So I did that well, but I think from top to bottom I'm pretty off. I have, let me turn this around so I could see it. Okay, almost 2 1/2 inches, so it's 2 3/8. And here I have 1 7/8, so things need to move up. So and this whole house is, let me see how long this is. It's 8 inches. So the 4-inch mark is right at the top of the door. So that would be here. And I said I had 3/4 of an inch. And the door is right there. So that would be right about here, should be the center. And it doesn't have to be exact, it just needs to be close enough. And then I just want to make sure it's even and not, because I don't want it to look like it's tipping. Don't want our houses falling over, so let's adjust that a little bit. So we got that. I'm going to move the trees up. the nice repositionable fusible. I like that. Okay. And it looks like it's a little bit crooked, so I think that might need to go over a little further. Yeah, just a touch. Okay. So here we go. And when you get everything positioned to where you want it and you don't want to make any more changes, then you're ready to fuse this down permanently. So just follow the directions on your fusible, whether you're using easy steam like I am, or steam-a-seam, or not warm and natural, or heat and bond, or Wonder Under. Those are the 4 that I have used before, so those are the ones I'm familiar with. There are probably others out there. So if you are all ready, then you're ready to permanently fuse it down. And I'm going to use my pressing sheet, which is for me is a piece of muslin, and I just sprayed it down with water, as you need to use steam and a damp press cloth. So I'm going to heat up my iron and just have that nice and damp. Okay, so we're going to hold that down for 10 to 15 seconds. Let's spray this again. And just move your pressing cloth around as you need to. Okay. Here we go. And there we have it. This is house number 8.
Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links. And to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.